Hi, it's John again at Brotherton Accountants. I wanted to do a quick video today just on some basics on the cash flow with regards to banking. So a lot of people are asking us about bank feeds, and this software is absolutely brilliant for the bank feeds. You can do mapping on the bank, so to speed everything up in terms of entering items into the bank. It really is great. What we will be doing is some really in-depth videos as we move forward. Today is just a very short, quick overview, really, just of what the bank is on the system, and just some quick basics to get people going with it. As I say, we'll be doing full-blown videos on the reconciliation of the bank, how to set up your bank feeds, how to do them manually from CSV files. So if you're uncomfortable about putting your bank details into the software, which is fine to do, but some people just don't want to do it. So we've got a facility where we can show them how to download CSV files from the bank, which is really quick, and then you can import them into the software, so you can still do it relatively quickly that way. Okay, so just to do a quick overview then. So we've got the bank. So down here is our dashboard, which is dashboard reports, customers, suppliers, and then down here is your bank. So if you click on your bank, once you've set up your banks, they'll show up on screen. We can help you get all this configured, but it's really quick to do anyway. We can go in. At the moment, we have in previous videos entered some other transactions. So as a starting point, we've got a £500 balance, opening balance here, which we'd entered in, and then there was a purchase payment going out there, another purchase payment going out there for 60, 201.60 there, and then a customer receipt coming in. So that's where all your bank details is. So it's bank, and we can view and add transactions here. This part here, so you might have 5 or 6 banks depending on how many banks you've got. So this is effectively bank. This is the area that you're looking at. You can add and view. This is where we'll talk about setting up your bank feeds, but we'll do that in depth in another video. And as I say, people, because people will want to use this, we can configure it all for you and help you get it all set up. This is where you would do your bank rec. So you can click into there, and we can do a bank rec quickly in a short while, just at the end of the video, just to show you quickly how easy it is. Okay, so as I say, we go in bank, we can enter payments here. What we can do is we can view here, go in. This is where you can see all your transactions. You can set your dates, so it sets it between. Make sure you click on a specific date, and then you can go, and then that will show you the range that you've set. You've got some quick tabs here, this month, last month, this quarter. So, and then you can lock your transactions here. So this is useful if you've got everything set to a certain date, and you go, I don't want to change anything before that date. You can go in and you can lock it depending how on the so you can set a date in there. So we may say, right, we've starting the year January, and we want to, we'd probably in that scenario go to December 31st 17, so the last day of last year, and lock it on that point. That's just a quick one there. Just when you're changing the dates, you can change it, but you've got to make sure you click on the specific day, because it's easy to change it all, but if you don't actually click on a specific date, it doesn't actually change the date. So we can lock that. So we're saying it's locked to all the transactions. So it basically means we can't change anything within the bank on a bank transaction a date before that date. Okay, right, so if we go to bank, we've got like I say, we've got view transactions. We can add a transaction up here, so we may go today's date, or you might be going through your bank and reconciling your bank from a previous month. So you might say the 11th of May it was director's pension payment, out or in, including VAT. Now the VAT codes, you can set it. If you put NA, obviously it doesn't show up on your VAT return, so it's a non-VAT transaction. So it may be that you've done a payment out, say for £50, add on the 11th of the 5th, so that then drops in date order in there. So that's one way of entering payments. We set the codes up, so some people that are using this, the default codes, you can't actually see them all there. So I'll just quickly show you that, because that is really useful, and it's quite annoying when it doesn't actually quite give you all the codes that you want. So you could go down here too, so you go into settings, you go into your chart of accounts, and right at the bottom you've got advanced configuration. You've got to be careful flicking into here, but this is what we tend to do. So allow me access to all codes in all areas, not just sales codes in the sales area and so on. So if you click on that, update, when we go back to our bank, go back into the bank, we're adding a transaction. Now you can see that you've got every single code that you've got. So you might go insurance, start typing that in, and it'll be sat in the list. There you go. And so it may be £70 on today's date. There you go, so it drops it into the list. So we're dropping them in. So that's one place where you can add them in. We can go into purchases here as well. So we may have a new purchase. So from supplier to, add a line. It's materials brought, which would be rate £100, that rate 20%, so it may be a zero rated item. So we can go in there, so there, now we've actually entered the purchase, so we've got it sat in there, purchase unpaid. We can click on it, go to the main body of it, add a payment. So it may be today's date again, £100, save. So that's now paid. We go back to the bank, view. So they're all sat in there, look. So everything's sat in there. Okay. So we've just go and add another customer invoicing. So if we raise an invoice to a new customer, say customer 4, create a new customer, create customer. If we go back to customers, customer 4 is there. I've gone through this in other videos, but you can fill all your tabs in. There's your transactions. So go to customer, create an invoice there, or we can go straight into invoices and just create one there. So customer 4, add sale of goods, description, accountancy, £100 plus that. So add a payment. So it's going to there, paid. Now we might want to go in and go, oh actually we want to edit that. So edit payment, so you can go down there and edit it. You might go, oh god, we didn't actually pay all of it. So we can go into there, we can change that to 100, save, and now it's showing as part paid. So when you go back to your customer 4, click on there, there's a part payment there now. This takes a little bit of time to update. So if we come out of there, click back in, customer 4, so we've got, it's showing there, so we've got the 120 and there's a payment there for £100. So if we go back into the bank now, view, we can see there now, in is £100. The customer, there we go, it's updated now. Total invoice, total due. Now we can add the payment, so it's automatically, you can see that it's still £20 outstanding. It's coming today, so it's paid in full. So now you can click on that, paid in full. That's how quick it is. Down at the bottom it shows you your invoices, so in the invoice tab, click in there, it's showing the payments there. If you click on the invoice, it also shows you the 2 payments there as well. You can unallocate them, you can edit them, you can delete the payments as well, so you have to be careful with that if you've reconciled it, but it's all so user friendly, so hopefully this is giving you a good idea of how user friendly it is. So when we go back to the bank now, all the transactions are listed there. What I tend to say to people is just go back. You know, a good idea is to go back like that. Again, make sure you click on, so you can't just do that and then go, because it won't change the date. You need to go back there and then actually pick a date. But if you go right back, then there's no risk of missing any transactions. So what we're saying there now is we've got all these transactions which are in the bank, and we've got to reconcile that now. So we would go to bank and we would go to the bank that we're talking about. We don't want to go in and view it now, we actually want to go in and reconcile it. So we go bank, reconcile, so it's on the same tab. That's taking us through. So we're saying the start date was here, end date is today's date, so we can change that to whatever date we want, but we'll do it up to today's date. We've got start balance there and the end balance that we're looking for. You'd have your bank statements, obviously, 31840. That would be you know, picking up the figure from your bank statement as you're reconciling it. So we go start, and then we're saying, right, we've got 450 running balance, and we've got left to clear 131.60. So as we tick them off, we go down our bank statements, ticking off, clearing it down. In here we can go in and amend them from here. So if there was something not quite right, we can go in, it takes us back to the body of what we're looking at editing. So that one there, for instance, is taking us back through to that supplier too, so that supplier invoice. Obviously as we tick off like that, we get to the point where we've ticked everything against our bank statement. We've now got left to clear 0, and we've ticked everything, so we can now reconcile that. So we can go back into here, save and reconcile. There you go, and then that's been reconciled. So if we go back in there now, we've got a completed reconciled history that we can slowly build up. So again, we can click in there and that shows all our reconciled items. So we can print the page, we can go in and edit the reconciliation if we need to. So it's not set in stone, We could delete it even as well, but you know, hopefully we're going to be at a point where we're not going to have to do any of that. When you go back in, there we go, because we've gone back into there, we've got to actually save and reconcile that again, because we've actually gone back into it. So there you go, click on there, so that's coming back as completed. So it may be now that our new end date, so our start date, we've reconciled up to the 3rd of the 6th from the last one, so it automatically defaults to the new start date. It may be the next one we do is the, let's not pick the 13th, pick 14th of June, so it may be the next page on our bank statement. Start balance is that, which is the end balance of the previous one, and the end balance may be £1,520.44, and we could go start, and then we'd be, if we've got transactions in there, we'd be saying, right, we've now got a running balance of that, and we've got that left to clear, and then we'd be going down and doing our ticking exercise again. If we don't get to the end of it, we can save it, so we put it on hold, go back to our bank rec. It's incomplete. That one's still complete, but that one's incomplete. So, and then we can resume it. We can go straight back into it again. Like I say, we can go in and edit the details, so it may be that we've put the wrong end balance in. So go, oh actually it was 1,450.21. Update. So that's the new figure that we've got to reconcile to. Put it on hold. Go back into our bank rec. So if there it is. We may go, actually I'm going to start again on that. So we can go delete. Reconcile. So now we've just got the one that we've completed done. So that's hopefully a quick overview of the bank recs and you know, how user friendly the bank facility is on it, on Cashflow. As I say, we'll be doing some really in-depth videos on the reconciliations, and you know, key one now is the bank feeds that I want to get online. These will be a little bit longer, these videos, but it's really straightforward. You know, we help everybody, so at Brotherton's we're here to help everybody get it all set up and running nice and smooth, and you know, keep life nice and simple for you. Some people don't want to put the details in, so the bank details in. I mean, it is safe, but you know, people are, you know, some people are very cautious with that area, so we can do the bank feeds as a manual upload, but we'll be doing a big article on that as well. Okay, hope that's been useful anyway. Any queries or questions, call the office. So it's Brotherton Accountants in Redditch, and it's 01527 68235, and it's John Brotherton. Alright, thanks very much. Thanks, bye.